As folks continue to pick up the pieces left behind by the tornado in Canton, Texas, we wanted to know if a tornado like that can hit right here in the valley.
Yeah, Channel 5's Steven Sarabia explains why tornadoes in the valley are not as common as they are up north.
Yes, while the valley is not near Tornado Alley, we can still get those types of storms. It just needs a tropical push. We saw this in Willacy County a year and a half ago. It's an event which took many by surprise.
Things started to shift and move, and you could kind of hear it across the patio floor, kind of scraping along. It's like, okay, that's not normal.
Judah Guerra's neighborhood took a major hit by a tornado back in 2015. While destructive, a tornado like this isn't like the ones which happen up north.
Is a possibility, though we rarely see it, that you could get one of the larger type tornadoes that could produce a more widespread type damage.
Tornadoes typically form during a thunderstorm when you have warm, moist air collide with cold, dry air. This collision causes an updraft which shifts the winds from horizontal into vertical. Here in the valley, it's difficult for all these pieces to come together, mainly because of our location.
We have that Sierra Madre mountain range, and winds that come off of that tend to downslope and compress and bring dry air into even the middle to lower parts of the atmosphere and set up what's called a capping inversion.
This acts as a sort of barrier for tornadoes to form.
So we don't want to ever say never, but it takes a lot more rare situation, puzzle pieces coming together to make that happen here.
Although difficult to form, they still can, as we saw in Willacy. For this to happen, there generally needs to be a push from the tropics, such as a hurricane or tropical storm.
Those tendrils of outer bands, they're all spinning nice and rapidly, down low, but they're spinning. So what happens when you get spinning bands? Thunderstorms develop, and anything that's spinning in a thunderstorm can produce a low-level tornado.
Goldsmith says the most likely time the valley can see a tornado like the one in Willacy is in the summer and early fall months. The National Weather Service reports an average of about 2 to 4 tornadoes a year for the valley, and most of them do not last very long and usually end up in the ranchland areas. Live in the Channel 5 News studio, Steven Sarabia, Channel 5 News at 6.
And a note to Steven's report: in the event of a tornado, there are a few things to keep in mind to stay safe. This is a Channel 5 News Extra. If you're in a home or a building, move to an interior room or hallway on the lowest floor and crouch down close to the floor. If you are caught outdoors and cannot get to a safe building, as a last resort, you should immediately get into a vehicle, buckle your seatbelt, and try to drive to the closest sturdy shelter. Do not take shelter under an overpass.